Hi, soul friend. Welcome to Enlightened Blissful Souls. I am here to guide you in making your dreams and desires come true with small divine steps and tips, and also to expand your awareness and consciousness. It is so good to have you here today, and I'm very excited about what we will be learning in this video. We are going to dive into the wonderful tool, the wonderful divination tool of a pendulum. Pendulums work by tapping into your subconscious mind. And this is such a powerful thing to do because we store so many things in our subconscious mind, like our fears, our memories, everything you've ever felt, seen, experienced, it's all there. And there's so much that we store in our subconscious that we're, of course, not fully aware of, like our fears, which when you dive deeper into your fears, there's magic that can happen in your life when you work in your fears and what's in your subconscious. And by tapping into your subconscious, you can learn to move forward in life. Think of your subconscious mind like an iceberg. What you see on the outside is the conscious mind, and everything that's beneath, the biggest part of it is your subconscious mind. And honestly, the majority of our behavior, emotions, and the way that we act is because of our subconscious mind. And that is one of my favorite ways to use pendulums, is by tapping into my subconscious mind to dive deeper into what's truly going on in here. I like to use this for healing, for confirmation, and so much more. And that's the thing. Pendulums are great to ask your higher self questions and to get confirmation, but you can also connect with your loved ones, your spirit guides, whoever you want to use to connect with through the pendulum. We're going to be diving into 4 different things. Number 1, what is a pendulum? Number 2, how can it be used? Number 3, what can it be used for? And number 4, how to choose the right one. So let's go ahead and get into it. What is a pendulum? A pendulum is simply a weighted object. You can literally use a necklace if you own one. It's basically anything that has weight to it on a string, right? You can use a string and a ring, perhaps. Maybe even some dental floss and just put something that's gonna weight it a bit. That's pretty much what a pendulum is. You can also just buy one if you'd like. Today, I'll be using my 2 favorite ones. Okay. But you can make a pendulum out of anything. So if you don't own one just yet, don't get discouraged. Go ahead, take out your necklace or get a string and put on a ring, and you have made yourself a pendulum. How is a pendulum used? For starters, you want to start off by being very still. Yes, you don't want your hands to be too shaky. So if you're starting off, maybe start off by sitting and keeping your elbow very still. So you're going to hold your pendulum and you want to establish what is yes and what is no for you. It is different for everyone. For example, for me, no is simply it'll swing back and forth. And yes, it will rotate to the right. And let me go ahead and actually show you what that looks like. I'm going to hold it very, very still. So I'm going to wait until there is no movement whatsoever. And you can actually ask it to stay still. Please stay very still. Then you want to ask it to show you yes and to show you no. Show me yes. Show me yes. you can see, it's rotating to the right, and that is my yes. Now you have two options to change to the next question. Some people like to simply keep asking questions. I like to wait for it to stay still and then ask my next question. So I'll get it to be still again, and I'll say, show me no. Show me no. As you can see, it's simply going back and forth. And as it's moving, you can ask another question. Like, you don't have to get it to get still. Show me yes. Show me yes. And it'll change to that other yes or no answer. However, I typically, when I'm asking literal questions, I like to have it stay still. But see how now it's just going, saying yes. Next, you want to practice by asking questions you know the answer to. So yes or no questions that you already know the actual answer. For example, your age, your name, how many siblings you got, the name of your parent, whatever, just what you know. And I'll go ahead and show you what that is like. Okay. I am making a YouTube video at this moment. Am I making a YouTube video at this moment? So it's saying yes. I am dancing at this moment. I am dancing at this moment. I am dancing at this moment. As you can see, my hand is very still. And it's saying no. I use the pendulum all of the time, so for me it's very easy to do it. However, like I said, if you're a beginner, you want to put your elbow as comfortable as possible where you're not going to be affecting the way that it moves, okay? You want to make sure that your hand's not shaking or anything, because that will affect the way that it moves. You're not enhancing it in any way, like just literally holding it as still as possible and letting it move itself, okay? So again, pendulums work by answering questions through your subconscious mind, your higher self, spirit guides, angels, whoever you want to connect with. And remember to please ask questions kindly. You don't want to just demand it. You better tell me this. Be kind in the way that you ask your questions, and make sure to ask questions that will serve your highest good. So for example, instead of saying, should I apply for this new job? I don't know why I'm holding it as a, I don't need to actually ask it right now. Instead of saying, should I apply for this new job? Try saying, will applying for this new job serve my highest good? Will moving serve my highest good? Will it benefit me better? And so you want to ask questions like that so that you can get the best answer. Another thing that is important to point out and remind you of is that you should not use the pendulum when you are vibrating at a low frequency. If you're stressed out, if you're sad, if you're having anxiety, it may not be the best time to use your pendulum. And if you really want some guidance in that moment because you're feeling down, then please, please, please make sure that you, prior to using it, and you should do this regardless, but especially if you're vibrating at a lower frequency, make sure that you meditate prior to using it. I usually meditate at least for 5 minutes or do a small prayer before using it. And then I'll just keep asking questions. But if you just need that quick guidance, of course you can still ask the questions, but I do highly recommend that you tap in with yourself, with your highest divine self, meditate for at least 5 minutes. Think of it like a bad signal when you try to communicate with your pendulum when you're in a low vibrating state. Either you're tired, really tired, you're stressed, whatever the case may be. Think of it as a bad signal when you're trying to make a call and the signal is just not strong. That's what it's kind of like. So you may not get the most clear answer. Because it comes from your subconscious mind, remember, and your subconscious mind stores everything. It does affect the answer. You also may want to practice saying that you specifically want to get answers from your higher self and not your emotions. And I will literally say that. Please answer my question through my higher self and not my emotions, because I found that sometimes it'll give me different answers based on how I ask the questions. Like I mentioned before, asking questions that serve my highest good, and also my emotions play a big part in the answers that it gives you. So I like to always take a deep breath, relax, meditate, and ask my questions away. So what exactly can a pendulum be used for? You can use a pendulum to access your subconscious mind, your fears. You can use it for guidance and healing. So what I mean by your fears is you can ask your pendulum direct questions about your fears. We don't all know what our fears are. A lot of times we have to sort of figure that out and dive deep into what is it that we're truly feared about. And if you do know your fears, you can get confirmation. So what I like to do is I'll ask my pendulum directly, am I afraid of commitment? Am I doubtful of myself? Am I not achieving my dreams because I keep putting up excuses? Am I putting up excuses because I don't want to put in the work? So all this information are things that are stored in your subconscious mind, and you can get clarification exactly on what that is. Why is it that you're not going for your dream job? Why is it that you haven't made a decision to start new? And so you can start asking it questions that will give you the answer to that. And you might already have an idea. Another great thing that I like to use my pendulum for is finding misplaced things. And this actually works, and I've done it recently. I actually did this recently with a glass water bottle that I recently purchased, and I wasn't sure if I left it at work or if I left it home. So I used my pendulum to ask it where I had left my glass water bottle. I asked it, did I leave it in my room? It said no. Did I leave it in the kitchen? It said yes. And I also asked prior to that if I left it at work, and it also said no. So give that a try. Next time you misplace an item, ask it, did I leave it in the car? Did I leave it under my bed or on my bed? And see what happens and if that works for you. Because again, wherever you left that item, your subconscious mind has that stored in it. It knows where you left it because your subconscious mind stores all of your memories. You can even maybe try this exercise with a family member. For example, your parents. Maybe ask them about a memory that you faintly remember. And so you would ask your pendulum, when I was 5 years old, did I see a red deer, or did we go to Disneyland? And then ask your parents if that's true for confirmation. I don't know, just have fun with it. But there's many ways that you can use a pendulum, and that's the beauty of it. I also like to use my pendulum to figuring out which chakras are blocked and that I may need to work on. For example, you simply want to get your pendulum, and actually this one has all of the chakras on them, each color. Your root, sacral, all of them. Solar, heart, throat, third eye, your crown chakra. I love this one, and I got this on Amazon. And the way that you do this, you're simply going to place your pendulum over each chakra and ask if this is a blocked chakra. So essentially you want to do this when you're laying down. Or you could also do it standing up. I believe the first time I did it, I was standing up. And you would place it over your head, your third eye, your throat, your heart, whichever ones, and go down or up, whichever way you want to do it. And you're going to ask, is my crown chakra blocked? Is my crown chakra blocked? So it's saying no. Then you want to move it down closer to the next one. Is my third eye blocked? Is my third eye blocked? And so on. And it'll tell you. And actually, my root chakra had been blocked. I want to say 3 months ago. I was having some blockage there. Things were not flowing as clear. And it told me that it was blocked, so I started doing and watching root chakra meditations and meditating to purposely clear my root chakra. So I was able to work through that and get the flow going again. So this is a great thing to use for that as well. Another great thing that I like to use the pendulum for is asking it what tools I should use, especially if you're a beginner. So let's say that you're trying to pick out a crystal that will benefit you the most. Definitely ask your pendulum which crystal you should meditate with or go with the most. And you can do this in several ways. Again, you want to grab your pendulum and maybe put them over each crystal, and you'll say, is this crystal most beneficial for me at this moment? And it'll say yes or no. Is this crystal most beneficial for me at this moment? Or even picking out spiritual items. If you're new at tarot reading and perhaps you don't know which tarot card deck to pick, ask your pendulum. Perhaps which sage you should buy or what books to read. Make use of the pendulum for guidance, because that's exactly what it brings. It brings divine guidance. Let's talk about how you choose a pendulum. If you're not making a pendulum of your own, something from home, and you will be buying one, how do you choose the right one? There are so many pendulums out there that you can find on Amazon or Etsy or just online. So how do you choose the right one? For starters, you want to use your intuition to pick the pendulum that you're most drawn to. Sort of like the intuitive exercises, which I have a video on and I will link below. You want to use your intuition and see which one you're most drawn to, which one is calling your attention the most. Of course, you can always ask your spirit guides to assist you in picking out the right one. But most importantly, you want to make a connection with your pendulum. So once you have picked one out, it is essential that you make a connection with your pendulum. And how do you do this? You do that by cleansing it when you first receive it. You may want to burn some sage around it and let the smoke emerge the pendulum and set the intention to clear it of any previous energy that it may come with. And of course, like I said, meditating with it. I like to hold it in my hands like this and do a small prayer or meditation, and it'll even start, sorry, I keep seeing birds, that's why I keep looking out. It may even get warmer as you keep it in your hands because your energy is literally emerging with it. I like to say emerging because I feel like it just, it comes together. But that's really what it comes down to, is you connecting with your pendulum, holding it and setting that intention that your energy will connect with your pendulum and your higher self and your subconscious and your spirit guides and whoever through you, through the pendulum. And also practicing. You want to practice, I would say 1 to 3 minutes a day, which is really not a long time. Just practice asking silly questions if you'd like, just playing with it and figuring out how the pendulum wants to work with you. You'll be surprised at how accurate a pendulum can be and how useful it can be in your daily life and just in your whole growth journey, in your whole awakening journey. You can ask it questions about anything, your career, your relationship, whatever you want to know. Just remember to ask from a place that will serve your highest good. And I do want to make it clear, the pendulums are 100% safe to use in my experience. If you're a little bit skeptical or scared to use a pendulum, remember that you are in control. If you're hesitant because of another energy coming through that you do not welcome or want, simply ask them to leave. Simply say, you're not welcome here. Bye-bye. It's really that simple. You can literally just ask them to leave. And actually, that brings me to something else I wanted to say. So when I'm connecting with a loved one or my higher self, if you pay attention, you can see the difference in the way that the pendulum will move. So, for example, if I'm connecting with my higher self, the movement may be a bit more subtle. For example, let's say they're saying yes. It'll be, there's a fly there. It'll be a bit subtle, like it'll be kind of slow, right? And if it's a certain spirit guide, it'll be like more strong. With my brother, when I connect with my brother, he's like, yes, I'm here, like yes, yes, yes. And my higher self is more subtle. And I'm gonna see if I can go ahead and show you an example of that as well. All right, so I want to go ahead and practice and show you guys what I meant when I said that the pendulum will have a different strength in vibration depending who I'm connecting with. So I'm gonna ask to connect with my higher self so that you guys can see what that looks like. Hopefully you can see this clearly enough. There we go. Dear higher self, are you here with me now? Are you here with me now? So you see that it's saying yes, and it's pretty subtle, like it's not that big, it's not going crazy. Now I'm gonna connect with my brother and ask if he's here. Raving. Dear brother, dear loved one, Manito, are you here? Sorry, let me get it to stop actually. Please stop. Please stop moving. Please stay still. Please stay still. Dear brother, dear Ray, are you here with me right now? Are you here? I'm trying to get it to focus on the pendulum. Are you here with me right now? Are you here with me right now? Okay, sorry, I'm trying to get it to focus, but do you see how much faster it's moving? Ugh, I'm sorry. Are you here with me in this moment? Oh, sorry. I hope that you guys were able to see that. I was holding the camera on this hand and the pendulum on this one, so I was trying to show you and get it to focus at the same time. So I hope that you were able to see the difference in how on the strength that I had while I was moving when I asked my higher self to answer if they're here and my brother. So have fun with it, experience and look into it and figure out how your pendulum connects with you. Ask it as many questions as you want to ask. Ask about that new job that you're thinking about getting. Ask about relocating. Ask about what food you should eat for the day. Should you go with a salad or should you go with pasta today? And see how it'll benefit you. But I would highly encourage you to also use it to figure out what your truest fears are. Use it to tap into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious stores everything that you want to know, what you're afraid of, what you should do. It's all in there, and this is a great way to tap into it. Ask it about making decisions, and it could be simple things or big ones, and of course, use your best judgment to actually follow through with that. However, I hope that this video was helpful and very informational, and that you have fun with your new pendulum. Thank you guys.